Good morning, everyone. Yeah. It's fall. It's officially here. Not by the calendar, but by the goddamn weather. Saturday, I went down to Van Meter, Iowa with my brother and his wife to, it's called a celebration for the Naval Gold Star mothers, their Gold Star families. It was called Bells Across America. And it was a memorial basically for fallen sailors from Iowa, and this was the first time that the Naval Gold Star families had it in Iowa. This Bells Across America celebration, and uh, my brother's daughter Natasha, she was in the Navy. She committed suicide. We don't know for sure yet, but investigation still ongoing. A couple years ago, and her name was Red, and uh, my brother and his wife were recognized and given a little token. I went along as a another member of the family, and because her death kind of hit me hard, and I and her grandpa, my stepdad, we convinced her to go in the Navy. So when she came and asked us about it when she was in high school. So I went along as moral support, and I got some items. I'll have to bring them out here a little bit later and show you. But I got a pin and a little keychain bell thing. Anyway, they read names of the fallen, and they recognized fallen that they hadn't named. And it was at the American Legion post in Van Meter, Iowa, which is down just a little bit west of Des Moines, straight up above Winterset. So, um, yeah, it was a pretty moving little experience. It was it was fun on the way down. He was antsy because he wanted to be there on time. She was driving, trying to follow a goddamn stupid GPS on her phone, and she was moving the screen around like this and expanding it and contracting it, and oh god, is there any fucking wonder I appreciate just a paper map? I know which way north is, and GPS is always portray the top of the page at north. And granted, you can move it around, but good fucking God. I can imagine her trying to read a fucking map going like this. Which way is north and which way are we going? They say, well, we're going to Des Moines, right? So we have to go west and south. So as long as you're going west and south, you're good. You're going to hit Interstate 80 at some point going south, and going west, you're going to hit Interstate 35. If you pass Interstate 35, you're west far enough. And if you pass Interstate 80, you're south far enough. And man, I'm telling you, she didn't want to drive on Interstate 80. She was okay on 35, but not on 80. And I don't understand the fucking reasoning there at all. If it was for construction, then I can see it. But I'm surprised at how many fucking people of that age now. We're talking 58. He's 60, so she's got to be 56, 58. Don't know which fucking direction they're going by looking out the fucking window. Jesus Christ, you live in the northern hemisphere. The fucking sun rises in the east and sets in the west. It's on the south fucking side of the sky the whole goddamn time. So if the sun's over on your left shoulder, where are you going? Come on, guys, where are you going? You're heading fucking west. If it's on your right shoulder in the morning, then you're heading fucking east. If the sun's on your other fucking shoulder, or if the sun's to the in the north sky instead of in the south sky, then you're south of the equator, dude. And I ain't never been south of the goddamn equator, not in civilian life. I don't think I've been south of the equator, even in the military. No, I have not. Huh, bucket list goal. I want to see the Southern Cross. I want to see the Aurora Borealis from south of the equator. What do they call that? Oh, I forget. But anyway, my God, not knowing which direction you're going. I mean, just from a primal point of view, everybody knows which direction they're going, don't they? Just by looking at the sun. Even if the sun's not out, you know you live in the northern hemisphere, for God's sake. You know which hemisphere you live in. Well, then you know where the fucking sun should be in relationship to you living in that hemisphere. Good God. We got down there 45 minutes early. We had time for a couple smokes. He had time for a couple smokes. I wore nice tan khaki slacks, a nice purple collared shirt, short sleeve, purple shirt. I wore my green beret. And I really need another one with my Special Forces Association patch on instead of my 12th group patch, but maybe I'll get that before I die. Maybe I won't. I am a life member of the Special Forces Association. I'm a life member of the National Trappers Association, life member of the Iowa Trappers Association. I'm a life member of the Illinois Rifle and Pistol Association for when I lived out there. I haven't found a good state rifle and pistol association to join yet. I am a endowment member for the National Rifle Association. Yeah, I got fucked like everybody else. I am a life member of the Disabled Veterans of America. I woke up late. I ran errands yesterday morning, and I came home and I saw no one was online, went out and I started cutting wood. I have one of my cottonwood piles cleaned up and cut. So now I just got to put it in the shed. And I can clean up that pile and burn whatever's left. And that pile will be done. Then I got to start working on my other pile, my other log pile. And if I get all the cottonwood and the maple and ash cut out of that pile, and I'll be left with oak at that point. And the oak can sit there for a few more years. The other stuff rots quicker, so I gotta get at that. But my body hurts really bad. When I turned 68, I was feeling it before then, but 68 is when I officially turned old. I had a couple surgeries within a year. I think I had 3 surgeries within 2 years. I had 8 inches taken out of or 10 inches taken out of my intestines, an abscess drained and then taken out there, and then I had my ankle refused. And then I had that big hunk of fat taken off of my rib cage over here on the right side. And I turned 68 in that meantime. My body is wrecked. I'm done. I am done. No more trapping for me. No more hunting for me. Not much anyway, unless I can sit someplace. Fishing for me is going to be in a boat, pretty much a big boat anymore. And I have officially turned old. I can go out and work for half a day, but my body is shot. And that's all from not hard living, from hard training in the military. My back is broke. I have an L1 that's completely squished, an L2 that's partially, a T1 or T11 and T12 that have really bad arthritis in them. My back hurts the worst of anything because I've never had anything done with that vertebra back there. So I live on pain beds. And because I worked a little bit yesterday and my body was hurting, I slept in late. All right, guys, I have a collection of coins that very few people know about and very few people have. As a trapper, and whether you agree with trapping or you don't, it's cruel, it's not, it's blah, blah, fucking blah. I don't care. Man has been trapping and killing fur since he could. Fur is a natural, renewable resource. Yes, animals have feelings, rudimentary feelings, and do they feel pain? Yes, they do. But they experience pain differently than you do. I have become more empathetic in my old age, but I'm also a hell of a lot more practical in my old age. I have subscribed to the old Native American way of life. Yes, you kill the animal, but you thank the Great Spirit for his life and what he will provide, but you still take his life. You celebrate his life, but you still take it. And then you are not cruel to animals while they are alive, and you're not using them. My cats, my dogs, your pigs, your cows, you're going to use them for meat and hides and what fur and whatever. You don't treat them cruelly. That's stupid. Because the worse you treat them, the worse the animal is, the worse of the product you're going to get from them. The better you treat them, the better the product is you're going to get from them. Let them lead a happy, healthy life while they're alive. That's my way of thinking. But still, use them. That's what they're here for. That's their job. That's their reason for being. If you think nature is not cruel, just watch a pride of lions tear into a gazelle. They are eating it while it's still bleeding in pain. So, don't give me that crap about animal cruelty. Animals are much crueler to other animals than man could ever hope to be. But now that we got that out of the way, and you know the way I think about that, I still trap a little bit. Weasels, I trap weasels. I don't have to walk up and down ditches. I don't have to wade through rivers. I don't have to use a boat to get around lakes. It's not so hard on my body anymore. I used to custom skin for people when I could no longer trap, walk up and down ditches. I used to custom skin. I made a skinning machine and I would take in fur on a carcass, animals that people had trapped that day, skin them, comb them out, make the hides look good. And they could take them right to the fur buyer and sell them if they wanted to, or they could put them up, which means flesh them and then stretch them, dry them, and then sell them that way. I did that for several years, and my wife helped me. And we have a thumbnail. I have a thumbnail in one of my videos of my wife out in the fur shed combing out some coon. And I have skinned thousands and thousands of raccoon. And I used to work for a fur buyer part time up in Minnesota, Johnson Fur Company, up in Wilmer, Minnesota. And I worked for a Duo Fur Company down in southern Iowa. I worked for another fur company out in Illinois. I forget who. And then I had my own nuisance wildlife removal company out in Illinois. And the reason I work for fur companies is because I'm good at it, skinning stuff. I'll skin anything. I don't care. Skin skunks, civet cats, mink, anything with a gland. I don't care. I've helped taxidermists skin zebras and oryxes and plains animals, stuff like that. I can skin and butcher anything, dude. So my hands, my wrists and my hands. I have arthritis. I have a knuckle right here that catches. And every time you clench your fist and then reopen it, it catches. You see that? Right there. That one. That one's been busted twice, boxers fractures. That one's been busted twice, boxers fractures. And it just started to get arthritis in the joints. Well, I couldn't, I didn't have enough to pull on fur and cut and for 300 coon a day. So I quit doing that. It really shocked some of the trappers that depend on me to bring their fur over and skin, but they can find someone else. There are younger people who are taking up the hobby or taking up the business. So, and yes, I can provide for myself. I still have traps out in my shed hanging because I still trap skunks around my beehives. I have traps big enough to trap big beaver and coyotes. They're big enough to trap a wolf, actually. I have some out there. So a few traps of each size so I can provide for myself if I need to. Fishing gear up the wazoo so I can provide for myself. Hunting stuff up the wazoo so I can provide for myself. I'm not climbing up in ladder stands anymore, but I've sold them off. Do I got one left? Nope, I sold them all. I sold all my ladder stands. I have ground blinds now that I'll set in. because I can have an easy chair and a cooler in my ground blind or a heater. And I have a four-wheeler to ride around on now to trap with if I want to. I have a big boat and a small boat. And yeah, so, as you get older and you can't do as much anymore, you start to adjust your lifestyle. And that's the way it goes. Well, now I sit in front of a computer for a good part of the day, 3-4 hours out of the day. And hi, Gremlin. Hi, Dale. Hi, Darth. Kane. How are you, buddy? We're going to be looking at some stuff here, but I just had to, and the title of this video is, sometimes I think we got to start over. Just looking at society and the way we're being steered and directed, and we are being steered and directed by the world's elite. The bankers. Bankers are the scourge of this world. They are, because the bankers fuel the rise of tech and technology and AI and corporations and politicians and wars, the military industrial complex, and famines and pandemics, planned or not. Money is behind it all, and bankers are behind money. Who is the biggest bank in the world? The ultimate bank. Who is the banker's bank? The BIS, the Bank of International Settlements. And right on par with them, or maybe one step below them, or half a step below them, is the World Bank. And as far as I know, they're one and the same thing. And then you have people making policy for them, like the Club of Rome and the World Economic Forum and the Bilderberg Group, and those people are writing policy for those people. And then you got the military industrial complex and the well, let's see, who would be next? Would be the Fed. All of the Fed banks, Bank of Japan, Bank of Europe, the Federal Reserve Bank, and none of them are uh, publicly owned or governmental owned. They're all private collection of bankers, private individuals that own those banks. Then you have governments under them making policy for them. And then you have the idiots who wrote the Georgia Guidestone, who think that the world population needs to be below 500 million, and that the earth can't support this, and we're using up our resources, and blah, blah, fucking blah. Go mine an asteroid, dick. We have free energy, and there are people who have discovered how to get it. We don't have to pay for energy. We can use the free electricity in this universe. We don't have to use petroleum as much as we do. We can do a lot of things different. Humanity would be better off, but there's war and or money and conflict in wars. So as long as there's money there, we will never have free energy until someone can make money off it. Isn't that sad to say? Nothing will be for the betterment of mankind until somebody can make money off it. was talking to a guy yesterday on the internet. How come the world is, or in the United States anyway, is so polarized, and then nobody can talk to anybody. You can't talk to a person on the left and call them an idiot. You know they're an idiot, and their reasoning is unsound and stupid. If you just thought critically about things, or on the far right, same way. Because nobody wants to be fucking wrong. And what that comes from is participation trophies, and everybody's a winner, nobody's a loser, and you're a queen, you're a king, you deserve this, you deserve no fucking you don't deserve anything. The world doesn't owe you a fucking living. The world doesn't owe you anything except a fucking birth and a death. That's it. That's it. That's what the world owes you. It's up to you to make your life better or to make your life worse. It's up to you. It's your fault or it's your accomplishment. The world owes you nothing. Life owes you nothing but a birth and a death. Yeah, I could go off on that all day long. Anyway, let's look at some crap, man. Let's look at some stuff I got. I think first thing we ought to do is just look at the table here. I'm going to pull it up closer. Because you guys are going to be surprised, I think. Oh, I got to get some paperwork out of the way here. I got a pile of paperwork down here. And that seems to be a common theme as you get older, is that a lot of stuff doesn't get done. You just put things off till tomorrow, what you could do today. Do you guys see all of those coins right there in the blue boxes and the red boxes and the black boxes and everything? Do you see those? You know what those are? Those are National Trapper Association coins. Every state has a state trappers association. Like I belong to the Iowa Trappers Association. I'm a life member of Fur Bears Unlimited, a life member of National Fur Council or whatever. But each state has its own Trappers Association, and then there's a national association. Each of those entities has their own convention every year. Like Iowa has a state convention somewhere in Iowa every year. The National Association, National Trappers Association, has a national convention every year, and states and cities have to bid on it to hold the convention there. Well, it's been in Iowa twice now, or three times. One in Waterloo I went to, one in Mason City I went to, and I think Mason City's coming up again one of these years. But every year they put out, there was a guy. Now, this was not the association that did this. This was a separate guy, like a separate mint. Made a silver coin for the national convention. And he started selling them. Well, back then it was $8 a piece. Then 12, then 16, then 24. And finally, it got to the point where he couldn't make any money anymore because the silver blanks were costing him too much. So he quit. Well, I have every coin that man has ever produced in his lifetime, including some coins that have nothing to do with trapping, like this Jesus coin, and that was in 2000 when he made those. He made silver ones, and he made gold-plated silver ones. I have two of the gold-plated silver ones, and only one of the silver ones because I gave one to my wife. because she is a Shiite Catholic. And don't get me started on religion either. I have some other coins up here that he did not make, like oh, where we got one right here. This is Whitetails Unlimited anniversary coin, limited edition. So yeah, I got outdoor coins. There are some coins here that he did not make. What do we got here? That's an Iowa Trappers Association coin right there. That was a cool one. These ones in the blue are all just the silver. The silver coins that he made. And this one is right here. It was from Mansfield, Ohio. No, Lima, Ohio. Ohio's had it a few times too. They've had it in Mansfield. They've had it in Lima. They've had another town. This one was in 2008 or 9, was in Lima. And then here's one from the Iowa Trappers Association. This one was held in Mason City, Iowa. This was in oh no, this is from the Iowa Trappers Association. This is the 50th annual Iowa Trappers Association. This one, he didn't make this one. This one was put out by the Iowa Trappers Association. So, yeah, there's some. But these are all the silver, just the silver ones that he made, just like this. And this one was in Raccoon. Oh, this was Mason City, Iowa, too. This was a different year. So we got Mason City up there in Lima, Ohio there. And then at one point, he started to make 2-ounce coins also. So I have every 2-ounce that he ever made. And there are 4 of them here without boxes, and I don't know why. That one's a 50th anniversary. The Iowa, I believe. Nope, that's a Lima, Ohio one. And then we got Hutchinson, Kansas for those 2. And then the other 2 that I have that aren't in the boxes are this one from Marshfield, Wisconsin, and I don't know why I don't have boxes for them. And this other one from Mason City, Iowa, back in 2008. So I don't know why I don't have boxes for them, but normally they came in a box like that. You know, just a black box with this little. Don't know why, but I. And then some of them had inserts that were red. Some of them had blue. Some of them were black. I have one that's a purple. I don't know why. It's just that year what he could get. I don't know. All of the red ones are the red boxes are the gold plated. I have one gold plated that's in a black box for some reason. That's just the year you could get them that way. All of the silver 1 ounces are all in blue boxes. I have one box there that's a black box. It's a really idiotic sometimes the way that. Yeah, that's blue. I thought that was black. But there's about, oh, I don't know. You guys can count, but I'm going to say there's 90 some ounces of trapper coins. And there was even at one point where he tried colorizing. So this is the one year he tried colorizing. And this was for Bloomington, Illinois. You'll notice what color this one is, right? Brown with the gray coon on. But he did 3 versions of that. They had the gold gilded one. And then he had this colorized one that won't fit in a regular capsule. It has its own capsule around it, but it's completely covered in see-through enamel. But that was a black one. And they're all the same year. That year is what he tried different things. And evidently it didn't work. I have every coin that man has ever made, except one. He made 6 at the very beginning of his career. 6 1-ounce gold, pure gold coins. So it would look like that. But it was the first year for Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, the Fond du Lac Fox. I know where there are a couple of them. There are 4 other people in this world who have one. I know where there's a couple of other ones. And one is for sale. If you want to buy it, I asked at one point many years ago, and it was 3 times the price of an ounce of gold. I can only imagine that it's gone up since then, and is still 3 times or 4 times probably what a bullion ounce of gold would cost, just because of the collectability. There are only 6 complete sets in the world. I have one, except for the gold piece. And so I started buying these when silver was at $8 an ounce, I believe. I know this first silver coin, the Fond du Lac Fox from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin, was the first year he made them. My brother did not get one that year. And a few years later, he went back to get it. And he found one that he could buy. But it was $65. And it cost $8 when I bought mine. That's how much that one had gone up. So, I mean, that's double over double what the bullion price for silver is today. Back then, 8 rather than 60. Yeah. 6 times, 7 times more than what a bullion price of silver cost in that day. All right, we're going to get these out of your way. I just wanted to show you these because there are other things out there to collect that people have that you don't know about. You don't know about them. You don't know about stuff. So, yeah, there are other things out there to collect. And the collectability on some things is really astronomical. And it might not be what you expect or what you think. So I just had to put a sheet out here and cover stuff up. You guys did notice my Zed sculpture. Yeah, buddy. I got a Zed sculpture. I just sent Snoopy a thank you because she's the one that gifted that to me. I just had to bring them in to show you. They're out in a permanent safe. They're not ever getting sold. My daughters will probably sell them someday. But I got to make a list. All right. So let's bring my pillow up here. We're going to turn this around like that. Put my pillow table up here. You guys love my pillow table. My pillow table. I know you guys love that. We got 2 packages. And what I'll do is yeah, I gotta get this out, and I gotta do this because you guys don't want that. There you go. There we have packages. And I don't know if the Coin Crew wants their address put out there or not. But you guys can find it if you want it. Same with the pizza guy. I have 2 packages. One from pizza, one from the Coin Crew. And I'm not real sure what I got from the Coin Crew. So we'll open that one last. That's a bigger one. We will open this one from pizza here. I'm just going to cut the corner off it. I like to reuse these whenever I can. Oh, man. I hate it when it goes in there like that. It means I'm cutting on something that I don't want to cut on. Yeah, kind of what I thought. I was under the tape. Yeah, and pizza likes to tape his stuff in there really well. Oh man, that really. Yeah, I'll cut that. I don't know what we got. We got something there, and we got something else taped in there. I think that's a roll of pennies is what I think that is. Yep. All right. Let's take a look at this, should we? We'll open that up last. What I got here? Yeah. Yeah, I think this is that roll of pennies that I won. And speaking of rolls of stuff, I got a couple rolls of dimes, clad dimes, that we're going to be racing for. Yeah, this is a roll of pennies from the Cincinnati branch of Federal Reserve Bank, Cleveland. I think these are 56Ds. Yeah, these are 56Ds. And these will be going to Silver Selling Machine because she likes pennies and I trade her for Canadian stuff. So there we go. We got pennies. Look at that. Pennies. Isn't that something? 50 pennies. Cool. I know I had a choice of pennies. Huh. This is, man, I'm going to tell you what, he did a good job of taping that sumbitch up. All right, there's a little tape there. There we go, some more tape there. Get that crap off of there. More tape there. Yeah, Pizza doesn't like to have his stuff rolling around. I got something else, but I'm not sure what. I bet I got a sticker. Huh. Well, looks like we got to take that off. There we go. Well, look, I got a magnet. The pizza guy. And look at this one. That's number 17. Yeah, baby. That's going down there on my... Oh, man. Look at that. That goes in my book, man. Cool. We're going to have to move some of this stuff out of the way now, just so we got room for all this stuff. Take that over. Yeah, he signed everything. Look at that. I have another magnet. That's awesome. Oh my God, I like that. That definitely goes in my book. Swampy Cooter. And then I got, oh man, this is the other one, Road to Pizza Guy. How many different ones does he have? Man, awesome. Awesome. And then he's got, that one is cool too. Oh, geez, man. And then he has this one with the pizza box on it. Man, yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them. 4 of them are stickers. 5 of them are stickers, and 2 are magnets. Wow. And then I got something else yet too, and I don't know what that is. All right. Well, we did that wrong, but there we go. What do we got here? What are? Oh, these are the 2 Canadian nickels that I got from him. Yeah, you guys are going to have to. I'm going to have to get this out to show you because they're way too small to see otherwise. It's an 1890H. I don't know what they call a fish scale, but upside down, of course. See the crown, 5 cents Canada. 5 cents Canadian, 8 in the date. I don't know why they call that a fish scale. And then the other one is an 1882H. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, we're gonna. Maybe I can do it like this. Yeah, that looks better. I don't have a lot of 1800s. Yeah, we'll turn it around the back. We'll show the other one again over. Nice. Those two are pretty nice examples. And the H's are for heating, the Minton heating. And these are 925. I suppose I got it upside down. Well, I'm about right. But we just gotta move it a little bit. There we go. And the H's are for heating, the Minton heating. I know I don't have those two. So, man, thank you very much. You know, if you guys find Canadian stuff and you don't know what to do with it, or I collect Canadian stuff and I will buy it. I mean, all you have to do is just I'll pay even a little extra for it. So, you know, you guys do what you want, but I will collect Canadian stuff for you. I will buy it from you. Wow, man, I can't believe all these stickers. That one really gets me. I love that. I love that one. Best one out of the bunch, pizza. And then 2 magnets to go with it. Wow. Nice. Very nice. All right, I'm just going to put these up on the table with these other coins for right now. And then we'll get into... Oh, yeah, I was going to tell you about these dimes. I think I got them right here, if you want to see them. They came out of a box. I watched them open the box. Now, where are they at? Huh. Well, I know they were here. Where'd they go? Oh, nuts. Well, I got 2 rolls of dimes. They came out of a mint box. They were sealed. I watched them open it. These are the 1990 Denvers. 1990s, 1989s, 1990s were a tougher year to get, and so I bought a few rolls, and we will race for those. They are something that I think people will want to collect. They are rolls of clad dimes. They have a face value of $5. I'm not going to tell you what I bought them for, but let's just say it wasn't $5. All right, what do you guys think of buck and go on the table? Yeah, baby. How much you suppose? Well, I think I counted last night. There were 97 ounces of silver in that outdoor collection that I have there, along with the trapper coin. Let's see, at 97. What is that? I need to. Well, that's 3,000. So I think 97 times, let's just say 31. That's a little over $3,000 for the table. I would put the collector's value at that table at 3 times what the face value is. So you're looking at right at 9,000, a little over $9,000 for that table. That's the 3,000 of face just melt, and then another 6,000 of collector's value. So that's just my estimation. I don't know. I haven't looked online to see if I could find any, and I'm sure there's someplace online where I can find a damn, where I can find the approximate collector's value of that set is, but what do we got there? That's what we got there. All right, we're gonna just open that up like that. I might have got some gold this time around. I don't know. Might not have. It's so hard for me to keep track of uh, which auction is which when it's coming to me anymore. I'm gonna have to get some of this paperwork out of here. I can tell you that already, So should I? Uh-oh. More tape. More tools. More tape, more tools. I may have to do this off camera. Why? Because I don't like to cut myself on camera. Yeah, okay. So we got to open that far. Okay. Tape. I like to save the boxes if I can, but looks like that got taped inside a little bit. There. All right, we're open. All right. All the packaging. Yeah. All right. There, that's all the packaging, I think. Yep. The box and packaging. Get that out of here. We'll get that out of here. There. On, get in there. There. I can go outside with that. All right, let's see what we got here. I got a Canadian set. Now this set, you look at the box. This is the original box. Sure looks like it anyway. Let me see what this. It's got a 1 on. Somebody wrote on it. IF 310C. Don't know what that is, but I do recognize that symbol right there. So let's take that, open that up and see what it is. I may have another one of these. I don't know. Oh, she sent me a 50-cent piece from Canada. Yeah. It's got the shield on. It's a 1964. A 1964 Canadian shield piece. That was in the box, so we'll just leave that there. I think I have another one of these sets. I am not sure. But this is a really nice set. See, I mean, faux leather, snap, wood, a wood base. Yeah. They did a good job back. That's what I like about Canada and its packaging. There we go. Look at that. It's the Olympic coin proof set. Yeah, I think I have this one, but it doesn't matter. Number 085202. Canadian legal tender. It says original Olympic coin proof set minted by the Royal Canadian Mint under authority government. All right. Well, that's worth something in Canada, in French and Canadian. And so we have two $5 coins and two $10 coins. And this is from the 1976 Montreal Olympics. So this is the real nice set, man. That's the $10 coin. This one is skiing, and I think this is skiing. Yep, downhill or slalom. And this one is wow, that's hard to tell what that one is. I think that is gymnastics. I'm not real sure, but you guys tell me if that looks like gymnastics or what. Kind of hard to say. That's kind of hard to say. Oop. This $5 coin has the hills. It could be hills or it could be waves. So it could be swimming or it could be skiing. Don't know. No person. So that's weird. Nice set though. And I think, I don't know, can you set this up or not? I don't know what that little, I'll look here in a second. And I don't know what that's supposed to represent either. If you can figure it out, you tell me. Oh, I want to tell you guys too, the gun nuts in the crowd. I laid away a CZ-P10F. I already have a CZ-P10C, which is a compact model of the F. The F is just the big brother. So I laid one of those away. And I will lay away the new P09 Nocturne and maybe its big brother also. I don't like the full size guns as much as I like the compact size, but because it's a CZ, I might collect it. Oh, I forgot my. And see, you got it says proof condition and blah blah blah. I don't think it says on here what exactly. Yeah. Okay, you got the paddler, you got the swimmer, paddler, swimmer, the diver, and sailing. Okay. All Olympic coins contain 92.5% silver. So they're all sterling. Silver content of 0.72 troy ounces. And the $10 coins are 1.44 troy ounces. So you have 1, 2, about 4 ounces. 4 ounces of sterling in there. Okay, so it's all the water sports. The paddler, the diver, the swimmer, and what was the other one? The diver, paddler, diver, sailing, and swimmer. Okay. That's what they are. I think I have another set of these, but I don't think they are this set. I will have to look at my stuff. Guys, I brought that Canadian stuff in a while back. We did a video on it. But since then, I have gotten a bunch of other Canadian stuff. So we might have to do another. I can't see it very good there. Can you see it right there? Yeah. Well, we'll put that one right there. And we'll leave that one right there. Yeah, that's what I like about that. Yeah, maybe we could do this. Do this? I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And then maybe I can do. Let's see what else we got here. Oh, I think I got a couple of kangaroos. So yeah, I did. I got a couple of kangaroos. I don't have a whole lot of Australian kangaroos. I don't know, one or two. And so they were at a decent price. Or not got binned. I binned a couple of them. He has some good bin deals every once in a while. Some good bin deals. I was gonna bin some ASEs, but this last auction, but I was a little bit short on cash, and I was wanting to get the platinum. Then I didn't get the platinum. I got outbid on that. So, uh, yeah, I did get one piece of gold from that other auction. Now, I don't buy all the gold. You know, guys, there are other people who buy gold, so I'm not the only one. So don't think that I buy everything, because I don't. This is in a capsule. It's not graded or anything, which is the way I like to buy them. If I can get them for $1 or $2 more. But it's just an eagle, a 1999 American Gold Eagle, 10th ounce. My favorite way to buy them is in 10th ounce or quarter ounce. Or 5 grams. 5 grams are good too, but yeah, it's not a big deal as far as gold goes. Upside down, of course. Yeah, it's just a 10th ounce eagle is all it is. I mean, I'd like to have a tube of these one of these days. I don't know how many I have. I'll have to check, but I know I haven't got a tube yet. Yeah, I don't mind buying them like this. See, it's not graded, but it's in a capsule, which is really nice because I like that. It protects the coin. So, yeah, it's not a. If it doesn't cost that much extra for the capsule, I'll take the capsule all day. But, all right. What are we going to do today? Well, one thing I'm going to do is I got to pack up all these Trappers coins and take them back out to the safe. I got to take all these Trappers coins back out to the safe. Look how much Canada stuff I got, man. Well, let's just put the Canada stuff together. This 50-cent piece, I don't know where I got that 50-cent piece. I don't know. Maybe she sent that to me. Because we did a little trade with some trade units, so that might be something that. What do we got for foreign? And we got all kinds of foreign stuff. And then let's put the United States, Australia, United States right there. We got a roll of pennies and a 10th ounce gold piece from the United States. We got 2 kangaroos from Australia. All the rest of that stuff is African or Canadian. So does that tell you something, guys? I'm doing more Canadian stuff than ever. So working, instead of stacking like I should be doing, stacking, I'm working on my collections. And like I told you guys, I don't have much for collections. I have, I'm gonna put this stuff up on the table because I gotta package all that up later and take it back outside. I don't have a whole lot of collections, but what I do have is Canadian stuff, or basically, and my trapper stuff, my outdoor stuff. Those are basically my two collections. My Canadian stuff, I have a sub collection within that collection, which is my Canadian commemoratives, the First Special Service Force commemoratives, because those go outside. These stay in here because they're going to get shipped to Silver Selling Machine. We'll see what she wants to do with those. All of my stickers and magnets are going to stay in here because I'm working on my book to get them into. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. But anyway, all right, let's move this around over here like this. I'll move this up like that. We'll get some. I'm going to put my feet up. I'll put my feet up. Wow. Yeah. I hurt. Uh-oh. I have a piece of hair. A beard hair. Anybody want a beard hair? Yep. Uh-huh. All right. For the gun nuts out there. Yes, I laid away a P10F, which is P10C's bigger brother. P10C, great gun. Great gun. My P07's great guns. Now the P09 Nocturne is the next one I'm going to get. That one is a full. I want to get the compact version to start with because I like that size of handgun better than anything. I will get that one first. I may get its big brother. I don't know because that P10F and that P09 full size is basically what the Shadow 2 was based off of. I would like to get a CZ75 if I could find one at a decent price, because that's what started it all. CZ just makes some phenomenal guns as far as I'm concerned. I think Canik has a better trigger, but CZ is really close on its heels. I do not have any Smith & Wessons. I probably should have, but I do not have. I have Caniks, I have CZs, I have, oh man, I have a Glock, and I have 3 Glock clones. I have 3 Glock 19 clones that are PSAs. And I'm old enough school that I started shooting pistols with an old Browning semi-automatic pistol and an old Colt 22 Woodsman pistol and a Colt or Ruger revolver, 22 revolver. Those are my first pistols that I ever shot as a child. And then when I got into the Army, I started with 1911s, shooting 45s. But then I discovered 38 Super. And 38 Super became my favorite round. And I have 3 handguns chambered in 38 Super. I have 2 Colts. I have a Rock River, and I have another one. I got 4 of them. And I got another one chambered in 38 Super. And I have a couple dozen in 9 mil, 1 and 2 in 380. I almost want one in 30 Super, but 30 Super has just maybe a smidgen more power than a 380 and way less than a 9 mil. So I can't see. I don't think that round's going to be around very long. I don't. 38 Super has been around since before World War II, 1911, before World War One. So yeah, that's a proven round. The 30 Super, I don't think is going to be around. I would like to get just one in 10 millimeter and try it. I don't have any 40 Smiths because I thought that round was an underpowered piece of shit. And I don't think that round will be around long. Uh, 45s, 44s. I do not have a 44 mag. I should have, but I don't have. I had a 357 at one time, a Ruger. I sold it, which I hadn't have now, but I did. And I have a 480 Ruger. You're welcome, guys. You know, sharing is caring. No, not yet, Frostbite. It'll probably be here. Well, if I go out and check the mail today, it'll probably be here today or tomorrow. So I'm not worried about it. It'll get here. See you, Frostbite. Have a great day, man. Thanks for stopping, hitting the thumbs up, or doing whatever you do. Well, freaking, you know, they're a cool coin. And if you weren't in the trapping or fur related outdoor kind of community, you would never knew that those coins existed. And I have that guy's name, phone number, and an old order sheet from him yet. And I can still contact him about that gold one, but I just know what it's going to cost, and I don't have the money for that. I do not have the money for that. Maybe someday I will have it, but. And then, like my wife says, what good is it? What's it worth? I said, well, it's worth at least melt value, and I paid less than melt for all of them. So I made money that way. But she says, as a collection, who are you going to sell it to? I said, well, the only people I would sell them to are the only people that would want them. And the only people that would want them are going to be connected to or somehow involved in the fur and hunting outdoor community, you know. She said, true. Well, if you're going to leave them to your daughter, then they got to do all the work finding buyers. I said, I'm leaving them money. It's up to them to get as much money out of these collections as they can. I'm leaving them the collection. They can sell them for melt, or they can sell them for collector's value. You just got to do a little work. I'm not giving them free shit. You know, you're going to have to do some work. Because whoever I find to buy them now, let's say I live another 20 years. In another 20 years, those people will be dead or no longer want them. So you're going to have to find new people. So That's why I don't do that. I don't even, I don't even put the prices on stuff when I buy it. If somebody sends me an invoice like Durbin's, I'll keep the invoices in with the coins, and then that way they can sort through them and they can go, okay, well, he paid this much, okay, we paid that much. But as far as writing on the bags or doing a spreadsheet of what I bought, when I bought it, where I bought it, and how much I bought it for, I'm not doing that. That's work. Right now, all I'm doing is accumulating. I'll accumulate and I'll accumulate and I'll accumulate and I'll leave it to my daughters. I don't need it to live on. It's all expendable income. So um yeah, I'm not going to do the work for them. They're going to get out of them the work that they put into them. I had the expense of accumulating them. Now they're going to have the work of maximizing what I give them. I think that's fair. I think that's extremely fair. And in 20 years, they'll be in their 50s, late 40s, early 50s. And at that point, they're going to be looking at retirement. They'll have another 10 or 15 years to go, but they'll be looking at retirement and thinking, well, how much am I going to have? How much am I going to need? Well, we got this. Let's see if we can maximize this. Okay. That would be the right kind of thinking. Actually, the right kind of thinking would be thinking about their retirement now, and saving for it instead of waiting until they're 50 and relying on a 401k or relying on a company retirement, which most companies don't have anymore, or a government retirement, which the government's going away from that also, going to a 401k, the thrift savings plan for all government employees. They started with the military. The job that I worked at they just started a thrift savings plan for government employees when I was working for the government. So I am in the middle of that. I have some thrift savings plan and I have some government sponsored retirement. So I have both. I tried to maximize my thrift while I could, and I still have the government retirement also. So, but the government's slowly going away from that and doing away with government sponsored retirement and just leaving it as a 401k, the thrift savings plan. And they did that with the military too. They did away with or are doing away with the GI Bill and are now at 401k level where they're doing the thrift savings plan also for active service members and reservists and National Guardsmen. So they're in that transition zone also. And that will be um, the way, that's the way all businesses are heading. All companies, the government, everyone's heading that way to 401ks. So just um, be wise, maximize it, start young because you're going to need to. It's not it's not something that it's not something to be played around with. I didn't really start to get serious about retirement until maybe 10 years before retirement. I had set a date. I knew when I was going to retire. That's when I started researching annuities and trusts and LLCs and that kind of thing, and what I could do with my thrift savings plan money. Could I transfer it out into say a TD Ameritrade account or someplace else, because I didn't want somebody else in charge of my money. Yes, true, you can determine which fund you want to put your money into and what percent, but you really don't have much control other than that. If you wanted to invest in individual stocks or startups, you couldn't do that. It had to be in certain funds, mutual funds. And I didn't want that. I wanted more flexibility. So I started researching how to do that. And I managed to do that. But I would have been far better off, far better off, had I started 20 years earlier than I did. Back when I was in the Army, all we had was the GI Bill. We didn't have the thrift savings plan. So you got what you got. That was it. You either used it or you didn't. It's not like, see, I had 10 years from the time I had the old Vietnam era GI Bill. So I had 10 years from the time I got out to use my educational benefits. And 75. Yeah, I got a couple years worth of benefits out of that. But that was it. And I paid for my first home, my first mortgage with a no money down VA guaranteed loan. So I had to go to the bank for the rest of it, but the VA covered my no money down, that 10% or whatever. So that was one good thing about GI Bill, and I did get some educational benefits out of it. That was 8 years after I got out, so I only got a couple years of educational benefits. Now, and we went through some transition with the GI Bills. We had the Montgomery GI Bill, and then we had something else. And the Iraq and Afghanistan Veterans GI Bill is much better. The benefits are for life, and they can pass those benefits on, the educational benefits, on to their spouse or their children can also use them, which I think is a really good thing. But I didn't have that option, so you need to know, if you're going to go in the military, you need to know what your benefits are when you go in. It's like with any job. What are my wages going to be? What are my or prospects for improvement and attaining higher and higher rank within the company? And what are the wages for those higher and higher ranks? What are my benefits? Yes. You need to treat the military, if you're going in the military right now, as another job when it comes to pay and benefits. Not only while you're in, but when you get out, should you decide to spend 20 years in the military. And National Guard and Reserve retirement is different than active duty retirement. So you need to know those differences and how to plan for them. It is very, very strange that I say that, but I've come to the realization that everything is about money. Everything. Every little thing. So you need to be wise and plan. You need to be wise about money. I did what I thought was best for me and my family. I did not pay for any of my girls' education. They have to pay off their own student loans. We went in to help them get the loans, and we co-signed for their loans, but they're responsible. And they all have decent jobs. But the youngest two, their retirements are going to be based on their home appreciations and what they can put away in their 401ks or save for and invest on their own. Don't count on dad and mom to leave you anything, because I'm not counting on my dad to leave me anything, although he did. He left me 1/3 of 160 acres or whatever. I think I got 13,000 out of it by the time it was all said and done. That was from my dad's inheritance from my grandfather's estate. See, my dad died many, many years ago, back in 64, 63, 64, 56, 56, 66, yeah, 64. And when Grandpa and Grandma finally passed, then those children, my dad, my Uncle Garth, and my Aunt Marilyn, split that farm because it was left to them. So you had 160 acres divided by 3, and that was years ago. Farmland's didn't bring then as much as it's bringing now. I see shit farm ground in a flood zone bringing $10,000 an acre, which is absolutely fucking ludicrous because it is in a flood zone, designated flood zone, and it does flood. That 14 acres, there's 2 acres of trees there, so 12 acres of tillable. $9,600 fucking dollars an acre. And I had thought about bidding on it. Not at that money, I'm not going to. That's $140,000 for a flood zone. Nope, ain't doing it. So, land is a good investment, but here's what I'm going to say about land right now. Yes, land is a good investment. They don't make any more of it. And who's buying land right here in north central Iowa are the Mennonites moving out from Pennsylvania, Ohio. They're selling their ground out there for astronomical sums of money, moving out here, buying land at 1/5 of what they're making out there. And then they're going to think they're going to do the same thing here. Well, I don't think that's going to happen. But what I see happening is another depression in this country. I will save my metal, save my money until the depression happens. The way I see the dollar moving, the way I see the world's economies going, we will have another depression or a revaluation of the dollar, all of the world's currencies. It'll be a revaluation downward in prices of commodities and the price of currencies. So let's just say you take $1 million right now. You have 9 zeros on there or 8 zeros. Lop off 6 of them. What do you got? You got the same land, you got the same commodities, but the dollar has been revalued and commodities along with. Nothing will cost that much, although it will, it won't. It's just your perception of cost, your perception of how much dollars are out there is going to go down. We will revalue the dollar, then we'll buy all of the excess dollars in the world back for that lower revalued price. Lo and behold, our debt goes away. I'm going to make my money then. If I'm still alive, I'll make my money then. Because I'll have the same money, the same assets. No, I won't. I won't make any money. Because everything will go down. Everything will just be revalued. So I'll have the same purchasing power that I have now, but I'll have it then. I'll have the same basic net worth. It's just the numbers are going to be smaller. I'll have the same stuff, but everything will be less. So keep accumulating. That's all I got to say. I don't know. I look at silver. Yes, it was a monetary metal, but gold gold was earlier. Silver came later. Silver is more of an industrial metal. Yes, there are certain collections of silver coinage that are worth more than the price of silver, but silver is basically a commodity. Commodity like land. Land is the same. Is the earth making more silver? Yes, but at a much slower rate than what we're consuming it. Same with gold. Does the earth make gold, or does gold come from asteroids hitting the earth? Yes, and it will continue to do so far into the future, but not as fast as we can use it. So, therefore, it has some value. Platinum, palladium, rhodium, all of it are industrial metals. Indium, industrial metal. Aluminum, tin, zinc, copper, all assets, all commodities. I should say a commodity asset because there are assets that aren't commodities, but I guess everything can be. Um, so I don't know if you think about it. Let's say all the gold that's held in the revaluation accounts is suddenly, and it's valued now at $35, $40, wherever it is, right in there. If all the gold was revalued at bullion prices right now, it would take a little bit off of our national debt, but not much, because I don't think we have that much gold left. We could have, but I don't think so. Being this country being run by Keynesian economics for the last 70, 80 years. If this country had been run on and by Austrian economic model, I would say yes, we have the gold and it's in the vault. But being we've been run by and this whole economy has been based on Keynesian economic model, I don't think we have the gold. But the world, the way it is right now, has to have a currency of some type or another. Something has to have value in exchange for something else of value. You know, your goods, your services have value, and you want something for that value that you provide. Well, what do you want? Well, you could trade for other goods and services that you need first, and then want after that. You can do that on a smaller scale. I can't do that worldwide, but you can do that on a small scale. You can't even do that countrywide, but you can do it on a community wide basis. And people can write on a piece of paper, I owe you this much, this many hours of work, this many bushels of tomatoes, this many whatever. When your garden starts producing, or when you got time to come over and help, or when they need your help. I mean, you can do that. Otherwise, you're going to have some medium of exchange. And we've gone from gold and silver to other metals, bimetals in coinage. We've gone from a paper script that was redeemable for gold or silver. I mean, all the way from when the Knights Templar first started banking practices up until gold and silver certificates, until 71 when we were taking off the gold standard. And then we went to just strictly the goodwill and faith of the American people. I didn't promise that to anybody. Every dollar out there says that. But if somebody from Namibia comes with a dollar and says, I want goods or services for this dollar, what are you giving them? What's the government giving them? Well, the government ain't giving them shit because the government doesn't produce anything. So what is the American people going to give them? You got to give them something because you promised to pay them. It's a promissory note. Not even a promissory note, really. It's just a debt instrument is all it is. So I don't know, man. I don't know how it's going or the way it's going to go. But what I do know is I will continue to accumulate assets that I can accumulate. I've accumulated 2.9 or 3.2, 2.9 acres here, a house, some sheds, boats, trailers, truck, guns, ammunition, gold, silver, platinum. I even have 1 gram of palladium now. I think I want 3 ounces of palladium just to give 1 ounce to each daughter when I pass. That's my goal. 3 ounces of palladium. What do I have for platinum now? I have to look at my inventory sheet, but I think I have 24 ounces of platinum. I want it divisible by 3, whatever number. 27 would be good. 27 ounces would be good. And then that way I can divide it by 3 and each girl gets 9 ounces and there you go. Okay. The same thing with gold, same thing with silver. So palladium, I like that. That'd be my initial goal would be 3 ounces of palladium. And then my initial goal would be like 3/10 ounce of rhodium. And then 3 grams of crystallized osmium. I need 2 more ounces of indium. Just assets that may or may not appreciate in value, but divisible by 3, so I give it to each of my 3 girls, and maybe get them started on a journey to accumulating assets also. Now, my youngest daughter did. She bought a house, fixed it up, and then sold it, made a profit, and now rents with her boyfriend, her beau, her significant other. And I hope she put that money away. I think she's smarter about money than my oldest, but my middle daughter has also bought a house and is fixing it up, and she lives in it now, and she'll probably be in it for a while until she changes jobs someplace in the middle of life. I don't know. Could be. She maybe. Whatever. Got a nice house in Waterloo, Iowa. So don't know how she's doing with her 401ks, but the oldest daughter, she's the one lives further away. She lives in Philadelphia and just got married last year. They're in the midst of buying a house. They rent to own. So I wouldn't be buying anything in Philadelphia, even though it's a nice neighborhood. I wouldn't be buying anything in Philadelphia because I don't think there's a future for large cities. If the future for large cities is going to be like 15-minute cities where they build everything so that everything is within 15 minutes and you can take public transportation, you don't have to have a car, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. Then maybe I see a future, but I wouldn't want to live in a city ever again. I lived in Kansas City in Overland Park, which is a suburb. I've lived in Naperville and Bolingbrook, Illinois, which are western suburbs of Chicago. And if you dropped a nuke on Kansas City, I'd have been dead down there. If you dropped a nuke on Chicago, I'd have been dead out there. Every other place I've lived has been Army bases. Fort Riley, Fort Bragg, Fort Devens, Fort Benning, you know. So I'm out in the country now. I'm 3 hours away from Minneapolis. I'm 6 hours away from Chicago. I'm 3 hours away from Des Moines. 5 hours or 6 hours away from Omaha. 6 hours away from Kansas City. 7 hours. 7 or 8 hours away from St. Louis in the Quad Cities. 3 hours away from the Quad Cities. I'm on the furthest ring of. I'm not in the blast zone, immediate blast zone. I'm not in the immediate shockwave zone. What I am in is in radioactive fallout zone. So I like to stay right here. I'm hours away from all of the Nike Herc missile sites in Nebraska, Kansas, South and North Dakota, Minnesota, Wisconsin. Think about the closest town I am to is Minneapolis, St. Paul, or La Crosse, Wisconsin. And like I say, I'm in the fallout zone. So, I don't see, as far as medals go, I'll continue to collect medals. And some of the stuff I have up here, I have as stage props. I do buy medals from pours. I do buy pours. I do like people who pour stuff, who make stuff. Angry Warrior, Supreme Ginger Stacker, Thule, people who actually pour with their own hands, have invested time and money and make and create things. Yes, I'll buy that stuff. The stuff from Big Mints, um, no, I don't usually buy, but some stuff that I have, like what's underneath the sheet there on my table, that's all racing stuff. That's all. I bought it not to invest in it for silver, but to invest in it for games. So I know a lot of people do that and collect on the side. I stack on the side. I've got, I'm pretty sure, over 1,000 ounces of silver, just bars and bars, basically bars. Uh, 10-ounce bars. I don't have anything bigger than 10 ounce. I don't trust anything bigger than 10 ounce. 5 ounce, 10 ounce, 5 ounce, 2 ounce, 1 ounce bars. I got a lot of tubes of rounds. I have a lot of tubes of maples. I got a monster box of maples. And I'm rebuilding my Silver Eagle stockpile, but not at the expense of stacking. If I get Silver Eagle cheap enough, I think cheap enough, then I'll buy a few and put them in tubes and stack them. I'm not a collector of certain years, certain mints, certain die strikes, certain varieties, certain. I'm not that guy. I won't sit and go through a roll of pennies under a microscope looking for die cracks or double die strike or something like that. I won't do that. It's not me. Silver is silver, copper is copper, lead is lead. And I got about 1,000 pounds of lead out there that I melted, cleaned up, poured into bars, just in case I have to use it ever again. What's lead worth? Not much. 10 cents a pound, clean. So, copper, another thing. I don't know if we're going to need a whole lot of copper in the future because I think everything is going to be fiber optic, everything. And that means for high voltage, low voltage, everything. I think everything's going to be fiber. So as far as using copper in wiring, I think that's going to go away. as far as using silver and solar panels and guidance systems and stuff like that, and warheads, I don't see that going away until they can find suitable, a suitable replacement for silver. And it would have to be cheaper also and more abundant also. And I don't think they're going to find that anytime soon. I know there are metallurgists out there looking, trying to create something that would be cheaper than silver, better than silver. I don't think they found it yet. Now, when it comes to copper, on the other hand, I think fiber is we're going to use light to transmit electricity. But in order to transmit electricity, it has to be in a contained space. So in fiber optics, we're shooting light beams down a conduit. So we have something to that is containing those light beams. So if we can do that with high enough energy, then we have replaced a lot of copper, a lot. And I think fiber optics is a move toward free energy. Well, energy that doesn't cost as much to produce or to transmit, let's put it that way. Because production's all done at what? We have nuclear plants that produce electricity. We have hydroelectric plants that produce electricity. We have coal plants that produce electricity. We have natural gas plants that produce electricity. Anything that can heat a liquid into a steam to turn a turbine will produce electricity. So any of the fossil fuels, any of the nuclear fuels, when we get to plutonium or hydrogen, then I'll have hope. But I think electricity can be gathered from the ethos. It's free. It just needs to be gathered and concentrated. I think that's what Tesla had in mind. That's what a lot of other people have in mind. It's just that the big corporations can't make money off that. So they have to find a way to make money off it first before they give it to us. Nothing done for free. Nothing's done for the benefit or the good of mankind anymore. See you, Chad, buddy. Thanks for stopping in, listening to me bullshit. Well, I guess I'm done bullshitting. That's enough of that crap for a while. Next time, I could sit here and write down notes of things I want to talk about. I think you like it better. I think it helps me more keep my mind sharp and focused by just rambling and coming back to a point, going down a rabbit hole and coming back to a point. I think you like that better. I think I like that better. I'll try and make notes and say, okay, stick on topic this, and this. And then we'll actually maybe get something talked about. Are we ever going to solve anything? No, we're not going to solve anything. But what I found as a team sergeant in Special Forces, when we're planning for a mission, we get a mission statement from the commander. This is what I want. Make it happen. Gather the team. We sit around a table. We get coffee, we get beers, we get whatever time of the day it is. Everybody's got a notebook. Everybody's got pencils and pens. And we start out by just having conversation about hunting or shooting and bullets. We get to the mission statement and we continue to go from there. We continue to talk. And I mean, for hours and hours, we continue to talk, going down this rabbit hole, down that rabbit hole, down that rabbit hole, never staying on point, never staying on topic, but writing stuff down. Then we dismiss for the evening, go to bed, sleep on it, just like you were in college. Read through your notes, sleep on it, come back the next day, rewrite them. Then we have another meeting. Then we present what each person has rewritten in their notes. Then we start talking about that or those ideas and we refine them. But the first meeting is just general conversation with the mission statement in the background. So everybody knows the mission. Everybody knows what we're supposed to do. We just got to decide how to do it. And then we got to present that to the commander and see if he agrees if that's a good plan or a bad plan. And we start by just general conversation, just general bullshitting, just general letting loose. I want ideas to fly everywhere. I want the most absurd to the most practical. And I want it all written down. Anything you come up with, I want you to write it down. Then you reread it at night, sleep on it, come back the next day, rewrite it more concisely. We have another meeting and we present those notes. That's how we work it. That's if we have infinite time or a lot of time. If we're on a time crunch, everybody knows what the mission is. Everybody knows what their job is. Everybody makes a plan for their job in that mission. And then we put it all together. And I, as a team sergeant, say, okay, we're going to do this then. We're going to do this then. We're going to do this over here instead of over here. Okay. You guys everybody's on the same page. How we're going to do this. Okay. Let's rehearse a brief back. So we do a primary plan. You know that plan is never going to survive first contact. Never. Everything's a frag order from there. But you're going to try and follow the plan. You're going to try. Doesn't always work, but you're going to try. Then you're going to have an alternate plan. If that first one goes to hell and the commander says, nope, ain't happening, you go to your alternate. Go to your alternate plan, present it. He says, yes, okay, that becomes your primary. Your contingency plan will then become your alternate. And you're going to brief all these plans. And then you're going to have to come up with another contingency. And that can be very, very simple. You don't want a contingency plan to be complex at all, ever. Your alternate, a little bit more complexity because it may become your primary. Your primary may become your alternate or your contingency may become your alternate and you'll have to come up with a new contingency. You'll have to make that determination as a team sergeant. If the commander, you present at a brief back your primary plan and the commander looks at you in awe how you can be that fucking stupid, well, you're throwing that plan out the window. Just saying, you might use parts of it in another plan, but you're not going to use that plan. That being said, you would never present to the commander a plan that fucking stupid unless you just completely overlooked something that was in that mission statement that you didn't see. But, and when I went to operations and intelligence school down in Fort Bragg, that grooms you to become a team sergeant. It has to do with operations and planning operations. I am not impressed with officers. I'm not impressed with movie stars or rock stars. I've met my share. I'm not impressed with people. Your position, I will give you the respect that's due your rank, but I am not impressed with it. You followed the logical progression to get where you're at. And so did I. So, the people I'm impressed with are Medal of Honor winners, combat veterans who did not chicken out, did not run under fire, actually did heroic things. To save his buddies charge a machine gun nest with a fucking 3 hand grenades and a fucking rifle, or a bayonet and fucking hand grenades. The guy that throws himself on an IED to save his buddies. Those are the fucking heroes. Those are the people I'm impressed with. Most officers are progressing up a ladder. They go to schools. Just like in business, you go to schools, you become more proficient at your job, you get better, you get promoted, blah, blah, blah. You move up the ladder. You take on more responsibility. Same thing in the military. But they're doing it for their benefit, not for the benefit of others. The people who do things to better themselves for the betterment of others are the people that I'm impressed with. That man thought not so little of his life, but he thought more of those other people's lives, his buddies' lives, than his own, that he threw himself on a grenade or an IED. That impresses the hell out of me. And I've worked with some of those people. I have known intimately some of those people, and I am impressed. He said, well, who the hell are you, Gary, to be impressed? Nobody. But I would like to think I am one of those people, that I could do that, that I would do that. So anyway, back to O&I school. I was a team sergeant in my O&I class because I was the highest rank. I think I was E7. A lot of E6s. I think we even had a couple of warrants. I don't know. I think they go to different. Anyway, I was elected to do the brief back. So I'm briefing back the plan, primary plan, alternate plan, contingency plan to the school administration. And God, I think it was a special warfare school's commandant. I think he's a 1-star general or 2-star. Done with my presentation. Are there any questions? Yes, there are questions. And I can answer your questions. And instead of me answering your question as, let's say, your question had to do with communication. I bring communication sergeant up, introduce him, answer the question. If he could answer the question, good. If he couldn't, bad on him. All of my people could answer their question. I could answer the questions logically with facts. We got to go on our first mission in Owen High School. I made the commandant's list. I wasn't the summa cum laude or whatever the hell they are, but I made the commandant's list. There's only 8 people who did out of that class of 40, 50 people. I don't know. Anyway, and the reason is because I can speak publicly. I'm not scared to look you in the eye, standing at a podium or in front of you 5, 10 feet away. Chin to chin, nose to nose, look you in the eye. I'm not afraid to talk to you, not afraid to speak to people. I have spoke to schools. I have to civic organizations. I can speak publicly. Not afraid to at all. And that's one of the benefits of, or that's one of the reasons why I was on the commandant's list, because I could speak to people. I mean, you guys could all be sitting around my kitchen table out there and in my living room, and it wouldn't make any difference. I would speak to you then the same way I'm speaking to you now, and look you right in the eyes and tell you this is this, and this is the way it's going to be, and this is why it's going to, and why we're doing it that way. Why we're not doing it another way, I'm telling you why we're doing it this way. You then decide whether I'm talking bullshit or whether maybe I got my shit together. That's the way it is at a briefback. Be prepared. Be prepared to be grilled and interrogated. Be prepared. And if you prepare your plans to accomplish a mission in such a way that, I mean, it's thorough. Here, look at my arm. This is the creed, dude. To liberate the oppressed. That's our motto in Special Forces. Think critically. Think critically. Question boldly. Ask the questions that no one else wants to ask. Ask them. Analyze all of those answers thoroughly. Do your area study. And then act decisively. Put that mission, put that plan in the mission and do it. Carry it out. Realizing the whole time that no plan, no op order survives first contact. Everything is a frag order after that. And that's what it is, man. I think that those 4 items that are tattooed on my arm apply in life in general as well as to just planning military missions. But the first thing on that list is to think critically. You have to what if. Well, if I do this, what if this happens? What if this happens? What if I change this and then this happens? All of that stuff, I think probably you have to realize that for every decision that you make, there's an action. All right. So you decide to do something, then you go ahead and do it. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. There is uh, a result that happens, and you have to think. You have to, in your mind, you have to think. Well, if I do this, say I made this decision right here. I'm going to go to town. All right, and you do this all the time, subconsciously. And I don't know why people don't do this consciously for larger decisions. You've made a decision to do something. Okay, how are you going to do it? Okay, once you decide how you're going to do it, then you have to think of the ramifications of that decision and that decision, how to do things. Decided what to do, now you're going to do how to do it. You already know why you're going to do it. You're going to town to get gas. All right. Well, how are you going to town? Which um, route are you going to take if you have more than one route? And why are you doing that? Because you never come back the same way you go. I've always done that. Always done that. Um, it's one of the Rangers rules there. Rogers Rangers is you never come back the same way you go. So you don't take the same path twice, is what he's saying. That's how you get ambushed. All right, well, you know what, why, how, when you're going to do it. I'm going to go to town at 12 o'clock to get gas in the truck. This is the route I'm taking. Who? You take somebody with you? You're going by yourself. You see what I'm doing? I'm giving you the who, what, when, where, why. That's how you think critically. And people nowadays can't do that consciously or even subconsciously. I don't think a lot of people can do it subconsciously. Most of our everyday little decisions, I'm going to get up and go to the kitchen, get a sandwich. All of that who, what, where, when, why stuff is done subconsciously. I mean, it's a lot of that's given, or what we would call SOP, standard operating procedure. Boom, it's there. We do it the same way all the time. We just do it. But just in case this happens, that happens, whatever, I get sidetracked. You gotta go to the bathroom. The dog needs to go outside. Whatever. So there's always nothing is set in stone, but it's as close to stone as you can get. That's an SOP, a standard operating procedure. Okay. I don't know. I look at life like a military exercise or mission, and you have to plan. And I didn't realize this until I was, let's say, 27. I got married. Until I was probably 27. Till I was about 30 years old, I guess, probably 28 to 30 years old, in that range. I didn't realize it until that point in my life that you really need to look at life like a military mission and plan accordingly. All right. So I wasted 30 years of my life to start with because I didn't look at life? No, no. From 0 to 30, that was my growing up, adolescent, teen, college years, basically, is all about gaining experiences and learning lessons. It's about education, gaining experiences, and gaining the experience from those lessons, and then applying it in later life. That's what 0 to 30 is all about. 0 to 28. It's all about that. That's what it's all about. And then after that, then you start looking at life like a military mission, and you're planning. Now, I wish I'd have learned that a few years earlier, 5 to 8 years earlier. I wish I learned that. But I was still gaining experience at that point. Hadn't grown up yet, like my wife likes to say. Hadn't grown up yet. Well, I'm not sure I've grown up yet. I still like a good joke. I still like to burn people. A good burn is always good. Practical jokes, yes. Not so much these days, but more about experiences other ways, like learning to shoot more effectively. Other things, clearing my house better, getting rid of unneeded items and converting to cash or other assets that are more more that will retain their value. Let's put it that way. Because a boat is a depreciating asset, a four-wheeler is a depreciating asset, a vehicle is a depreciating asset, a house is an appreciating asset. We hope for our whole lives. Land is an appreciating asset. We hope for our entire lives. Silver, gold, copper, metals, assets that we hope appreciate for our whole lives. I don't want my daughters to have all of their wealth tied up in just their house. Hopefully, it's an appreciating asset all their life, but it can be a depreciating asset. Also, if you don't believe that, look at the real estate crash in 2008 or during the Depression or any of the recessions we've had since then. Um, I would like to see my daughters have their wealth spread in a diversification of assets. I'm trying to do that with metals and diversifying within the metals group with land because I'm looking to take some of my metals and diversify that into a little plot of land somewhere. Not necessarily farmland. It could be other ground. I have also invested in one, two, three, four startup companies. One of those companies gives me a check every month. The other three have yet to take off, but I have about $2,500 that I have in the actual stock market with Fidelity. I don't trust the stock market that much, but some assets on the stock market are good investments. I have an annuity. I have cash. I don't keep in the bank. I keep other places. No, I don't have it here. That's for damn sure. And what little metal I have here, that's not in a commercial vault, uh, really is not part of my wealth. It's really not. I have basically my two collections and my uh, stuff on my table for games and stuff. But other than that, uh, yeah, guns are here, but they're locked up in safes. The only guns that are out that are unlocked are the ones in this gun case here and another little gun case over there. So, and they're all World War II era stuff. Vietnam, World War II, Korea, that era of weaponry. And I don't have a lot of that. It's not worth a hell of a lot. So, comparatively speaking, it's worth something, but comparatively speaking, what I have is a lot of knowledge from my experiences, from my past jobs. I have books and CDs and of information. If I wanted to go back and learn Saudi Arabian again, I have that course downstairs. A whole language institute course on Saudi Arabia, Saudi Arabian, Arabic. I have books from my military days. I have philosophical books. I have signed copies. I have books and books, music and music, art and art. I don't know really what else I can do at this point other than to just diversify a little further and accumulate more assets. I think at this point in life, that's all I can do. The only other thing I really want to do is I want to make a list, paper lists, and then maybe take photos and download them to computer and put them on a separate or movable memory disk of accounts and account numbers and passwords and all of that stuff uh, for all of my investments that are online. Um, all that stuff needs to be written down and in one place so that somebody has that when I die. And who to contact? You need to contact Social Security Administration, the Veterans Administration, um, driver's license, the whole deal. But the big ones first. Social Security's got to be notified. The Veterans Administration, VA has to be notified. Then you can work down from there. Uh, Immediately when I die, I have my cremation services already paid for through the Eastern Iowa Cremation Society and headquartered down here in Cedar Rapids, and what they will provide upon my death. I have cremation, I have an urn, I have transportation, and all that stuff is already provided for. I've already paid for that. I don't have a plot of land where you're going to bury me. You're going to take my ashes and scatter some from an airplane. Skydivers are going to do a missing man formation and scatter some ashes, and the rest are going to get planted. And I want a hickory tree planted in my ashes. I want to plant it someplace where that tree can be taken care of, but won't be cut down for over 100 years. That's what I want. For me, and if anybody wants my military stuff, they can have it. One of the girls can have that. All those medals and flags and certificates and uniforms and bullshit. Challenge coins. All that stuff can, my daughters can have it if they want it. If they don't want it, then if my sister wants her dad's stuff, which I have here, his military stuff, she can have that. Deb, you can have that stuff. I think you're the only one interested in it. And my stuff, you can put it on a flea market for all I give a shit. Oh, I do have a collection of knives too. I keep collecting knives as well as guns, and I do like some manufactured knives. Like Cold Steel is one I like. Kershaw I like. SGKs. It was Puma. Um, Fixed blade knives, yes, I like those. And I will invest in those. So that stuff, all the knife gun stuff goes to my daughters. All the coins and silver, gold shit goes to my daughter. The annuity goes to my daughters. My wife gets whatever's here at this place. She gets the tractors, the skid loaders, the property, the sheds, the coolers, the all of that crap that's out there, boats, four-wheelers, all that crap. She gets all that. Plus, she gets 55% of my military retirement, which ain't much, but it's something for the rest of her life. And then she can draw on my Social Security if it's more than what she would get, or she could draw on her own because she has her own work history, but she doesn't have as long a work history as I have. She might have by that time. I don't know. So I think I got most everything taken care of. I just, right now, it's busy work, putting stickers in a book, putting magnets in the book. That kind of stuff. Those busy work kind of stuff. Oh, I buy bells, coin bells from Joe Durbin, snuff boxes, angel bells, the silver, the 90% silver, the 40% silver, the coppers. It's one thing I should probably be buying is a little more copper. I should probably be investing in some either copper mines or copper industries, and also owning some physical. Think would be a good thing. I think what we'll have next year is another big garage sale down in Waterloo, and Facebook it and YouTube it and do whatever and promote it and see if I can sell some more stuff. Some of the stuff that I have accumulated over the years, some of the stuff I was intent upon fixing up and selling that I didn't get done. We took down the poles for the shed I was intent upon building, but didn't do it. Um, I think just getting rid of some stuff, get rid of my big boat. I'll keep a small one. Uh, I don't know. Just get rid of stuff that I don't need anymore. Keep the tractor to skid loader because I'm still going to need that to move snow. Till I'm too frail to move snow, then I'll just hire somebody to come out and do it. Uh, I'll cut and burn wood until I can't do that anymore. And then that furnace can either be sold, unhooked and sold, along with the radiators that are on the hot water heater and to plant them in the for heat, and then just go back to all LP heat instead of wood heat. Um, and actually, the LP can be replaced with electricity if worse comes to worse. All we need to do is replace the furnace downstairs. Is the only thing that runs on LP in this house. Everything else is electric. And I have an LP tank down there for my forge, which I may or may not be able to do anymore. So all of those tools, vices and anvils and forges and power hammers and that LP tank can all be sold. The LP tank that's in my shop, that LP furnace can be replaced with an electric one, small electric one. The AC is already, and that tank can be sold. So there's two 500-gallon LP tanks and one 150-gallon LP tank that can be sold. Those furnaces can be sold. Electric ones can be put in, and the whole place can be run on electricity. Then I would actually put up solar panels enough to run the farm, and the inverter and the shut-off switch for the pole, so that I could either run electricity from the pole, from commercial electricity in, or shut it off at the pole, backfeed it right there, and power the whole farm with a bank of batteries and an inverter and the solar panels. Wind generator is spotty. I wouldn't use a wind generator here at all. If you're putting up thousands of them across a whole state, yeah, okay. Then wind makes sense. But if you're doing one wind generator on a farm, no, it doesn't make sense because your wind is spotty at best. Your sun is constant. So that's, those are just some of the things that I would do. I don't think I have time left on this earth to do it, but some of the things I had planned anyway. Anyway, that's all good. That's all good. We got other things we can do yet. It all takes money. That's all. It just all takes money. So you have to make money, spend money to make money. I understand that, but you also have to work and provide a good or a service to make money. So I've tried to do that over the years. I have diversified. but there comes a point when you can't do some of those things anymore. So you have to go a different direction. So, all right, guys. Hey, that's enough of this bullshitting around. Hey, Steve, what point? Uh-oh, I got a gnat. Did I get him? I missed him. And Chad Brookman is here. Dale is here. Freaking Frostbite Supreme is here. Of course. All right, what time is it? Oh my God, it's after. It's almost 1 o'clock. All right, see how much I can. You get me going. I can talk about shit all day. All right, I got to put some of this shit away. It's I thought it was kind of nice for you guys to see some of this trapper stuff. You know, we got the gold plated silver ones, we got the silver ones, we got the 2-ounce ones. I wish he'd have done 5-ounce ones at one time, but you know, all of these trapper coins from the National Trappers Association, those are all done by one guy. The Jesus coins done by one guy. I have every coin that he's ever made, except for that one gold one. Maybe someday, but yeah, I thought it'd be kind of neat for you guys to see those. And I can't. There's so many of them. I can't take them out and individually show them to you on the camera. But just the sheer volume of them, just the sheer volume of those coins. All those red ones there, all the black ones, all the blue ones. Yeah, those are all trappers coins, wildlife coins. So one of these days. Oh, I was watching a guy last night. It's kind of a survival channel. He was out in his shed and he had his patches from military up on the rafter. And yeah, he was talking about surplus stuff and surplus backpack for a radio. And I noticed in the background he had traps hanging on the wall. He had a Carlisle there and he had a couple other ones. So it's good to see that kind of stuff in the background of people. Then I know they're genuine. I actually know they're genuine then. All right, guys, I'm going to end this one. As always, you know, live free or die. Vote. November. We're going to change this country again. Let's do that. All right, I'm out. We'll see ya.